Don't tell my brother. Ryan and I had been best friends since we were 7 years old. We grew up on the same HDB housing estate in Onyamochio. Same primary school. Same secondary school. Same NS batch. Different vocations, thankfully, because if we'd spent another 2 years together 24 hours a day, we'd probably have driven the Singapore Armed Forces completely insane. Ryan's house eventually became my second home. His mother called me her adopted son. His father never knocked before entering Ryan's room because he assumed I'd already be there. There was only one person who seemed permanently in the background. Ryan's younger sister. Rachel. She was 3 years younger than us and permanently annoyed. Before we complete the story, I hope you love what we have brought you. This story was created by Pearl. Please remember to subscribe and like so that we can continue to create more stories. Whenever Ryan and I occupied the living room with football, video games, or impossible business ideas, Rachel would quietly squeeze past carrying books almost taller than herself. Ryan would wave her away. Oi, shrimp. Go study. Rachel would glare at him. I'm taller than your ego. Impossible. My ego has excellent posture. Even at 12 years old, she already had the quickest comebacks in the family. I laughed every single time. She'd roll her eyes at me. You're encouraging him. Someone has to. I was hoping he'd outgrow this. Ryan proudly announced. Never. Life moved quickly. University. Careers. Adult responsibilities. Ryan and I still met almost every weekend. Sometimes for football. Sometimes for supper. Sometimes simply because neither of us wanted to admit adulthood was exhausting. Rachel, meanwhile, had quietly grown up. One Chinese New Year I walked into Ryan's house carrying mandarin oranges. Rachel opened the door. I blinked. Rachel? She smiled. Disappointed? I struggled for words. You're. She folded her arms. Still shorter than Ryan? No. I was going to say. When did you become? She raised one eyebrow. Beautiful? I laughed. Confident. She smiled knowingly. I'll take it. That evening I couldn't stop noticing something. She wasn't the little sister anymore. She was intelligent, funny, warm. And somehow, the person I'd overlooked for years had become impossible not to notice. A few weeks later my phone buzzed. Unknown number. Hi. Rachel here. Mom gave me your number. Can you help me choose a laptop? I smiled. Of course. That coffee wasn't supposed to become another. Then another. Then weekend breakfasts. Then cafe visits. Then long evening walks around Marina Bay. Neither of us planned it. It simply happened. One evening Rachel laughed. Do you realize we're hiding from my brother? We're not hiding. We're strategically avoiding. That's called hiding. I prefer optimistic wording. She laughed so loudly that people turned around. Keeping a relationship secret in Singapore turned out to be surprisingly difficult. Especially when Ryan appeared everywhere. If we went to Orchard, Ryan happened to be shopping. If we visited East Coast Park, Ryan suddenly wanted to cycle. Once, Rachel and I literally hid behind a giant decorative plant inside a shopping mall. Ryan walked straight past. Rachel whispered, I can't believe we're hiding behind a fake tree. I whispered back, it has surprisingly good coverage. She started laughing. The fake leaves shook. Ryan looked back. We both froze. After a few seconds he continued walking. Rachel sighed dramatically. I nearly died. No. You nearly photosynthesized. She hit my arm. You're impossible. You like impossible. I do. Ryan invited me over to watch football. Rachel texted me. I'm home too. Behave. I replied. I always behave. She immediately sent back, liar. Halfway through the match Ryan went to shower. Rachel quietly walked into the kitchen. I followed. She smiled. So? You're pretending very well. I've had years of practice. Doing what? Acting like I don't like you. She laughed softly. That must have been difficult. It became impossible. Before I realized what I was doing, I gently tucked a loose strand of hair behind her ear. She looked up at me. The kitchen suddenly became very quiet. She smiled. I missed you. I saw you 10 minutes ago. I know. Still. I leaned forward. She met me halfway. Our kiss was gentle, warm, comfortable. The kind shared by two people who had quietly fallen completely in love. Then, someone cleared their throat. Very loudly. We slowly turned. Ryan stood in the kitchen doorway, holding a bag of potato chips, looking absolutely horrified. His eyes moved from Rachel to me, then back again. Nobody spoke. Finally Ryan pointed. You. He pointed at me. You. Then at Rachel. You too. Rachel smiled nervously. Hello? Ryan looked offended. Hello? That's all you've got? I rubbed the back of my neck. I can explain. I'd love to hear this explanation. Rachel folded her arms. I like him. Ryan looked at me. You? I nodded. I like her too. Ryan blinked several times. You've liked my sister? For a while. You've been dating? Rachel answered. 8 months. Ryan's jaw nearly reached the floor. 8 months? His mother walked into the kitchen. What are you shouting about? Ryan pointed dramatically. They're together. His mother looked at Rachel. Then at me. She smiled. Oh. I know. Ryan stared. You knew? His father walked in carrying tea. So did I. Ryan looked betrayed. Everyone knew? Grandma wandered past. I knew 6 months ago. Ryan covered his face. I am apparently the last person in my own family. Later that evening Ryan and I sat downstairs. Neither of us spoke for several minutes. Finally he sighed. Are you serious? I nodded. I've never been more serious about anything. You hurt her. I know. You answer to me. I know. You understand I can still beat you up. You absolutely cannot. Ryan laughed despite himself. Probably not. Silence returned. Then he smiled. You know. What? If anyone's going to date my sister, I'm strangely glad it's my best friend. I smiled. Thank you. But. He pointed a finger. You still owe me 8 months of honesty. Fair. One evening, 6 months later, Rachel and I sat outside watching the sunset. She rested her head against my shoulder. So? I've been thinking. That usually costs me money. She laughed. Not this time. We've been together almost a year and a half. I know. I think. She smiled. Another year. And then? She looked up at me. We apply for our BTO. Buy an apartment together her. I laughed. Straight to practical planning? She shrugged. We're Singaporean. It's what we do. Date. Talk. Apply BTO. Wait forever. Get keys. Get married. I smiled. You've planned the entire future. I have. Have you included furniture? She grinned. Already bookmarked. What color sofa? Gray. I wanted cream. You'll compromise. I've been out-negotiated. You fell in love with a marketing strategist. I clearly underestimated you. She smiled mischievously. You underestimated me years ago. I'll spend the rest of my life making up for that. Epilogue. Exactly 1 year later, both families gathered for dinner. Ryan stood and raised his glass. I have an announcement. Everyone looked at him. My best friend. He pointed at Ethan. And my annoying little sister. Rachel interrupted. I'm not little anymore. Ryan laughed. No. You're definitely not. He smiled warmly. They officially submitted their BTO application today. The entire table erupted into applause. Rachel squeezed Ethan's hand under the table. Ethan looked at her and smiled. Ready for the next chapter? She nodded. Absolutely. Ryan looked at them both and shook his head. You know. What? I spent 20 years trying to stop boys from chasing my sister. Ethan grinned. And? You were standing in my living room the whole time. Everyone burst into laughter. Sometimes love isn't about finding someone new. Sometimes, it's about finally seeing the person who had quietly been part of your life all along. And in true Singapore fashion, their greatest act of romance wasn't just saying I love you. It was clicking one button together. Submit BTO application. Because for them, that wasn't just an application. In the Singapore way, the beginning starts with buying an apartment together. It was the beginning of forever. The end. I hope you love what we brought you. This story was created by Pearl. Please remember to subscribe and like so that we can continue to create more stories.